Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. April 19, 2020, the Books on Basketball edition. This week we're going to take up books on basketball in honor of the release of the book The Victory Machine, The Making and Unmaking of a Warriors Dynasty by Ethan Strauss. In this book, which has been reviewed to be one of the best books on basketball, tells the stories of how the Golden State Warriors dominated the NBA for the better part of a decade since the arrival of owner Joe Lacob, and have won more championships and sold more merchandise than any other franchise in the sport. In 2019, they opened the doors on a lavish new stadium. Yet all this success contained its own seeds of decline. Strauss's clear-eyed expose reveals the team's culture, its financial ambitions, struggles, and the price that its players and managers paid for all the winning. From Lacob's unlikely acquisition of the team to Kevin Durant's controversial departure, Strauss shows how the smallest moments can define success or failure. And looking ahead, Strauss ponders whether this organization can rebuild after its abrupt fall from the top and how a relentless business wears down its players and executives. The Victory Machine is a defining book on the modern NBA, I would say, in the 21st century. It not only rewrites the stories of the Warriors, but shows how the Darwinian business of pro basketball really works. Going back to David Halberstam, his great book, The Breaks of the Game. More than 6 years after his death, he remains one of the country's most respected journalists and writers. A Pulitzer Prize winner, he wrote more than 20 books. The Breaks of the Game focused on the grim season of 79-80 in the life of Bill Walton and the Portland Trail Blazers, a team that only 3 years before had been NBA champions. The authenticity of Halberstam's knowledge of basketball is unrivaled, yet his writing more than just about a game. The story is about a place in our society where power, money, and talent collide, sometimes corrupt, a place where national obsessions and naked greed are exposed. It's about the influence of big media, the fans, the hype. They insist on the clash of ethics, the terrible physical demands of modern sports, the unreal salaries, conflicts in race and class, and the consequences of sport converted into mass entertainment and athletes transformed into superstars. Remember, this came out in 1980. It's a book in a league of its own. Next up, an equally searing portrayal is John Feinstein's fabulous book, A Season on the Brink, now in its 25th edition. The book chronicles the basketball season of where Feinstein spent following Bobby Knight and the Indiana Hoosiers. Knight granted Feinstein an unprecedented look into college basketball with complete access to every moment of the season. Feinstein saw and heard it all, practices, team meetings, strategy session, mid-game huddles, all during Knight's struggle to avoid a losing season. It captures the drama and pressure of a big-time college basketball program, but paints a vivid portrait of a complex, brilliant coach at the end of his rope, walking a fine line between genius and madness. Unfortunately for Knight, it fell into madness. And finally, the Book of Basketball by Bill Simmons. If you're interested at all about the history of basketball and analysis of the players, this is by far the best book. Simmons, in a 700 pages, Simmons reviews the history of NBA pro basketball and takes a look at players throughout each era, comparing them. And then, of course, his pyramid of the top players is beyond fun to take a look at and read. It's one of the best books on sports I've ever read. Together with these others, I'm sure you will enjoy it if you love basketball in any way. I have started a podcast, Compliance and Coronavirus, to bring clarity and sanity to the compliance practitioner. I hope you will check that out. It posts Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9 a.m. The Sunday Book Review comes out each Sunday, as is its name, on the Compliance Podcast Network. I hope you'll enjoy it, and I hope you'll join me again next week for some new books to think about.